Yeah, it's kind of. It takes a while to start it. All right, we're about to start now. Oh, we're live, I think. Are we live out there? Are we live out there? Oh yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. Okay. So we're live. Yeah. We're live on the interwebs on Facebook and YouTube. So thanks very much, everyone. Louie Love here from the Music Nest. We have a special episode today with the Poetry Collective, and to start it off, the Taipei Poetry Collective. Yeah. We have the renowned, the legendary, the yeah. They're keeping the poetry alive here, like poetry and the art form as itself. It's been a very long. It's been in the human history for. Yeah. It's prehistoric. It's a fossil record. Yeah. All right. So thanks very much. Ni hao, daja, huai dao yue cao. So Leora here is going to take it away with the first reading. Yeah, this guy over here. So take it away, please.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm so happy I made it out of the house today. I'm so happy that I'm alive, that I have money in my bank account. It's a lot to be grateful for. Thank you so much for coming out to play with us. We're kicking off a little late, but it's beautiful. And earlier, the whole sky was like this perfect shade of blue. Now it's kind of clouds creeping in. So we are the Taipei Poetry Collective, and we have got some beautiful little zines from, these are from our last reading. There are 120. There's some really good poetry in here, all written by poets in Taipei. We have poets that have returned to come visit us and read again. We have poets from, where are we from? We're from the US, South Africa. Do we have any poets from Taiwan today? No. Later. Yeah. Yes, Hugo. We have people from England. We have, where are you from? You're from England. Okay. There we go. So if you want a book, please come grab one. I'm gonna get started. So, Music Nest. So in the spirit of music and musicality and movement and dance, all the poets have chosen poems that speak to this kind of topic. I've got two that kind of loosely play with this idea of music. The first one I actually wrote about a group of boys I follow on Instagram, group of boys living in Taiwan that I follow on Instagram. And so my poem is called Voyeur. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay. Voyeur. At home, there's a group of young boys in Taipei. I watch camera phone videos of them in real time, watching cartoons, in bed, constructing furniture from IKEA, laughing, holding each other, mixing cocktails, singing karaoke, dancing, pouting, cutting garlic, putting on lipstick. Garish eyeshadows is making eyes at him. Crooked teeth kissing, crooked fingers gripping. I want to love them too, hold them, drink gin and sit on that sofa and plug my phone into mouth, charge, open legs, tip over. Prayers are still used as protection for loved ones outside belief. On the train. A transparent striped red and white plastic bag brims with tomatoes and strawberries. Pink and red. Smooth brush sweet, pockmarked flesh. Two curled up fingers. We all sway. Two children on the train. Sway. Mouth connects mouth. Mouth sucks cheek. flicks fingers gently across lips, clean, rounded teeth, white and pink, lips translucent, skin pale, brown and pink, cocooned in themselves, dark heads pressed together, we all sway. Spirit fingers are still used as protection on dance floors outside of high school. In that underground bar, I watch them dance and try to imitate their moves, like a fraud. They can't see me. If I don't tell you, does it matter? See how vulnerable they are, dancing. Chicken, skin, wing, elbow, so fucking awkward. Say prayers to keep them safe. I imagine how the one's mother must feel. I saw her on their feed once. Their arms are slung over each other and their noses squished together. I know Eyebrows has a new boyfriend and Chicken's partner takes pictures. Then there's 3. A Japanese song is playing. I should be home by now. Invisibility is still used as protection for bodies outside asylum. That's the first one. This poem is my first list poem. It's called Server. And so the link for me, the link to music or movement has more to do with the rhythm of the poem itself, not necessarily the subject matter. Okay. Server. In praise of iniquity, in praise of impermanence, in praise of revenge, in praise of disgust, in praise of queerness, in praise of defiance, in praise of abstinence, in praise of thought, in praise of fear, in praise of honor, in praise of routine, in praise of destruction, in praise of wholeness, in praise of choice, in praise of theory, in praise of practice, in praise of excess, in praise of limitation, in praise of application, in praise of attention, in praise of desire, in praise of sound, in praise of space, in praise of silence, in praise of fuckery, in praise of despair, in praise of absolutes, in praise of games, in praise of measurement, in praise of accountability, in praise of pills, in praise of splices, in praise of connection, in praise of sneakers, in praise of sunlight, in praise of rainfall, in praise of moon bags, in praise of probes, in praise of red gleaming apples, in praise of internet, in praise of order, in praise of chaos, in praise of umami, in praise of bodies as temples, in praise of bodies as burial grounds, in praise of bodies as accusations, in praise of bebs, in praise of bows, in praise of bruises, in praise of tan, in praise of black, in praise of absence, in praise of time, in praise of maps, in praise of orchids, in praise of my mother, in praise of migration, in praise of yellow, in praise of little deaths, in praise of a naked back, in praise of rest, in praise of open legs, in praise of a good eye, in praise of a good egg, in praise of a good run, in praise of a good man, in praise of pattern, in praise of joy, in praise of service, in praise of electricity, in praise of lack. Thank you. Woo! Next up, we have Jeremy.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. To the Music Nest, Taipei, and I guess whoever else is watching. The brief was to bring along poems about music or movement. I've got mostly movement. I'd like to start with a poem about a friend of mine who is an old English guy in his 50s. He's lived in Taiwan a long time. I often go to the river near Louie with him. But he moves by the river like nobody else. He's one of the most graceful people I've ever seen scrambling by the river, despite the fact he looks like an orangutan. The easiest way to have a delicious meal is to wait until you're very hungry, he said, hunched over and pot-bellied at one of our breaks after I'd caught up with him, the river running by our side. I'd stumbled in his wake, grasping and sliding, scrambling where momentum was lost, on turned rocks and crumbling handholds, my strength wrong-footed and my balance gone. He finished the banana, turned, and set off along the way. Thank you. This second one is about maybe slightly less healthy movement that goes round and round in a circle. It's called pacemaker. I made myself a hate machine and coiled it round my heart. It could have wound down weeks ago. Instead, it does not die. With words and thoughts I keep it wound, and secret as can be. It would have wound down months ago, but now it will not stop. I use the tick and bitter talk to regulate my heart. It should have wound down years ago, and yet it turns there still. I don't know what that was. Everybody's a critic. This last one is another kind of movement, city movement. Walking around in a big city like Taipei is one of the best and most enjoyable things there is. This is just called lunchtime. I have yellow fever and white fever and black fever and green fever. I see you and I am seen on these streets. Man or woman, I delight in these shapes and colors. I am happy to see you, serious, thoughtful, or attentive, turn to friends. I am happy to look upon you briefly, or to catch your eye, and see no interest there, only a fleeting glimpse of white of eye of soul. I am happy to see you return my gaze, and see a flicker of possibility along an eye wire entangled. The soul is both in and out of the eye, and I like to see it dance here, between you and me, and from you to these others to me, or to yet more of these others. All of us here, stepping together or alone, alone and together. Thank you. I've got one more, which is not really about movement. It's just about the fact that it's stopped fucking raining. After many days of rain, they are cleaning the windows against the blue sky. Under the sun, water falls like raindrops, like jewels. Thank you very much. I'm not sure who's next.
So this first poem, am I close enough to the mic? All right. This first poem is rhythmic, I guess, which is Yeah, it has a lot of gerunds. Like I don't know what else to say about it exactly. I didn't. Yeah. It's called Sprout. Rubbing my hands over the hairs sprouting from my legs, tenderly aching to learn how they grow in all directions, and wondering what other questions will remain unanswered. Skin, teeth, fingertips, all knowing. We took turns taking bites out of apples, getting lost in our back and forth. One by one, feeling sugar saturating, sticking. A reminder stuck in my guts still. We never grew out of doubting our mouths, feeling each word we speak trickle out, tripping on the ones we doubt the most, watering and waiting, dry tongues, wishing, knees swaying, heads falling. A dream is just a momentary lapse of judgment. Clouds forming. Salt finds its way to my mouth, drying out my words, crackling like the fires we tended, an open invitation. I wait for you, watching your eyes and listening, breathing you in. Time moves slow, lingering in small moments, our small moments moving into our big moments, moving away from us. This poem is kind of an ode, and in the way that odes are musical and can be musical, it's musical. I wrote it a long while ago, back when I was like still in my exploratory phase in this city, where I was like just trying to meet as many bodies and people as I could. It's called Ode to Myself, directed towards the Tinder match that hasn't responded to my message. Yay! Important note there, Ari. Oh, let me show you that I contain everything. So much love in my body radiating outwards, that karmic radiance, balanced energy. Yeah. Let me show you that I am only brilliance, Renoir booty, artistic and fast wit. You don't deserve me, but let me show you. Every inch of this skin is dazzling. Hair and scar and mole and scratch, every ounce of my flesh is fluid. I dance in the street at night because I feel like the sun. I bike across red lights because I make the wind. If you don't kiss me, you won't know that the air in my lungs is like honey, pouring out and into you. If you don't touch me, you won't know that the sound in my throat is like fire crackling, and shh, I'm hot to the touch. Don't you want to submit to my power, to lie with me in every configuration? Let me have my way and show me you are ready. This last poem's also kind of a list poem. It has a rhythm to it. I just picked words that like I think had like kind of a flow. And I guess that's kind of music, right? Words flowing together, right? It's called 3 Yellow Days. Watch the gaggle of Taiwanese boys in a pool of sunlit sunflower seeds. Remember, coffee, thick blanket of creamy egg. 2, so your heart is satisfied. Server asks if it's just you, and grinning, yes, just me. Remember eyes everywhere, on thighs and face and hair and mouths opening, stretching, asking. Remember yellow mums break your heart in 2 yellow pieces. Yellow mangoes break it into 4. No worries, love. You'll be back. Scratch at your skin so a rash blooms. Scratch at the evidence that you cannot control yourself. Scratch at the smell of ripe durian in the bathroom stall. Scratch when it disappears. Imagine falling in love here. Imagine a yellow love. Imagine yourself buying yellow mangoes and eating them in your kitchen, beside yellow mums. Think about Buddha's hands, and Buddha's heads, and how many Buddhas are ingestible. Think about ugly elephant print harem pants. Think about pink-skinned, stupefied faces. Think about motorbikes kicking up a pile of red dust. Think about motorbikes narrowly scooting by the pile of dust. Think about banana fields and loose helmets, and think about the poor sap who agreed to take you to the airport by motorbike. Cash tip to make it worth his while. Kiss the sun. Kiss your own face. Water out your eyes' streaking dusty face. Curse the exhaust you inhaled. Curse your dust-filled ears. Curse the plane for taking you away. Bless the plane so it knows it's not personal. Bless your mind for taking you back. Bless the earth. Bless this city for reminding again you are human.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. It's good to be back in Taipei. Hi, everyone up there. Does it matter how? Probably okay. Yeah, I hear my voice. Okay. So I try to, thank you. Yeah, whenever I write poems, I try to incorporate some musicality into them. I really think about like the lyric and like lyricism. Even though I don't have any music behind me, I still try to capture some music through linguistic connections and things like that. This first one even has, maybe you could call it a refrain, like a chorus or something. Not a chorus. Anyway. One more thing. I'm going to take you all on a journey right now. So in time and place, a lot of my poems are also place-based. We're going to go to California 15 or so years ago. Hagen Road. We drive past the golf course, horse ranch, span hills, speakers spin bone thugs, whiskey breath, midnight driver, swerves the rusty Oldsmobile, oncoming car, warning flash, catches birthday smile. We drive, pastures, vineyard patches, night spill, mutes barn houses, my road, soon my home, front yard picket fence and garden that mom chopped down the walnut tree to build. Dim light from the bay window, I duck behind the car door panel to shield my runaway face from any watcher. We drive. We let breeze in to air out the smoke. As a joke, driver cuts the lights. We laugh, our skin off. Some dear myths elders tell. Some stories of accordioned cars, seat belts, sliced off limbs, puddles, under moonlight, oak leaf carved. We drive. We pray through the next stop sign, a kind of faith. All right, so this one, we're going to move forward in time. We are going to move into the Sierra Nevada. This one is called Reunion in the Forest. At the mountain lion's evening feeding hour, woods around the meadow quiet and dim, white fir and sugar pine frame the blue wash our waning moon offers tonight. Surfing the valley's thermal shift, flames from the bonfire we built after dinner swallow whole each log, carve radiant wakes, heat reaves through cool threads of wind. We submit to the warm braids, wrap arms, legs, faces, begin to pour libations, whiskey and bagged wine race through blood, concoct dizzy stares, enkindle skin, Red-faced, we become brazen, scorn our covering rags, tear them so flesh can feel engulfed. Breasts and dicks flop in fits of dance. The coy fill their cups, cover nipples with folded arms, or fiddle with flaps, shriveling in cool breeze. First night lovers find shade near the Ponderosa, but without doorknob socks, share glints of light with men crossing streams. Pelvises, bushed or bristled or bare, brace at the bonfire's pop. The life-sized blaze before us lifts some substance. Human ether splits into ash, spills down the mountain. For all the danger surrounding us, each pair of eyes surveilling from shadow, creatures in slumber, loitering, lurking, we lean into the spring of heat and energy blessing us. All right, now out of the forest and back to Taipei. This one is called Peace Along Danshui River. Here at the water from beneath a banyan tree, June haze between city canopies. Up and down river, bridges suture old Taipei from new, arteries transect, natural and concrete. Endless buzz, every road, bus, or motor scooter rush of wind. Yenping Park, paved path, bike chains tick. Some couples getaway date just moments from the city, but the Xinbei Expressway wall masks any rush hour motors as gusts of braiding concrete on their whir back to hearth, down in the forest of high-rise apartments. Not quiet here, but a break of surface. Bottom feeder burst there. Street lamp gleam caught its eye. Now its gulping mouth sucks at shoreside rush and mud. City's monotone hums. Tidewater ebbs. Thank you. And next up, please welcome Hugo.
All right. Hello. I'm Hugo, and thanks for inviting me for this reading. And everybody give it up to Ashley and Sandy and Leora for organizing this. And also thanks Music Nest for letting me indulge. And the last time when I was here, I was about to publish my book. So, this time, my return, I am very proudly present my own book called Self-Righteous, okay? Shill, quick shill. Okay, so, yes. So it's a little personal collection of my writing career, kind of like a best of type of collection. And I launched my writing career about almost 13 years ago in New York City. And since then, I have loved using different formats and different poetry formats to experiment topics, styles, and everything. And this time, I'm going to share with you, this one is called Slices of Apple. And it's sort of, I also call it a righteous a cappella, because this piece is actually written by 3 poets, including myself, and we used to perform all together, 3 of us, because the way we did it was everybody wrote either one sentence or a paragraph, and then we were trying to using rhyming and different feels to put it together. So that's why we called it the Righteous a cappella. And Righteous is also my writing group I founded in New York City, and it's still around, and we still, occasionally publish stuffs here and there. And so I want to share with you slices of apple. All right, before that start, just gotta get some nerve. You know. Whew. Now everything feels better. Slices of apple, aka righteous a cappella. In a metropolis, brick and mortar rise from the sea. From the Hudson River to Jamaica Bay, concrete embers burn, igniting a skyline. Magic happens, elation erupts, dream flows. Newcomers roll out fresh promises. Tulips don't grow from steel. Builders have their muscles tightened and twisted. A rock for a frock, a timber into a chair. No birth anew in the race for green. Everyone is on crack when wheels turn up. On the cobblestones, hustling for a pot of gold. She succumbs to the ashes from the burnings. Stand still, in awe, hold a book of liberty. She'll find enlightenment, then tragedy, between pop-up shops and 10-cent wings, comforts of the haunted and the saved. And yet, depending on a stranger's love is to ask for trouble. Tripping on ephemeral dreams, first crush hard, later fly high. Colorful, yet fleeting, jump from one dot to another. A torch illuminates the hopes for lepers and leeches. Acid tears char the skin of the lonely. This circus welcomes all, 'cause nobody takes notice, too preoccupied. Streets are hardened for the weary. You is my anger, out of the unnamed, trapped by bitter taste buds and salty tongues. She ain't gentle, yet she righteous. A bite dent left on a sour apple, sweats shed for the faceless, sends applause. A hand job for a handout, merits forgotten. That's the way life goes, choose wisely. Few are lucky to grace the rainbow room, witnessing love triangle, testifying against a Westland beacon. Some souls still get lifted to windswept decks on the rooftop of Empire State Building, pavements on the Bleecker and Bowery, littered with empty baggies once contained used needles or leftover lunches, shattered glasses and tomorrow headlines. Just another number, another heartbreak. Her eyes have seen too much. A junkie shooting at noon in the corner. A tranny beaten up on a subway platform. No secrets, nor shame, where all can see in fading streetlight. You can sell your body and soul at the right price, get numb pleasure, or die with integrity. A game nurtured by ambition and aggression, if only built with the preaching words instead. What a perfect place the city can be. Many will bleed, then get to race class, armed arched in toast, especially after a major march. We're one and all. In a harvest season, to view this sprawling island from a king's perch, sculpted in finite succulence, pick up the yields tinted in red-handed greed. Stray cats lurk in tenement alleys, claw morsels of dead rats. Why is our appetite for success becoming an erotic derailment to darkness? Anyone can bear witness to the rise of Babylon, taught endless times, gone before daybreak. 100 stories climb to skies. Labor of love, shape like heart, higher than all trees or even one's dreams. Lust is to say yes without credence. Love is to say no with confidence. 8.4 million heartbeat cacophonies play out in sort of A minor or whatever tune that sounds about right. Exposed souled poor with a naked cup. Sleep never comes. Thank you very much. Who's next? Oh, we're taking a break! Yay! All right. Thank you.
Is that the break, is it? Is that the break, yeah? This is the break. All right, we're just going to have a little intermission, and we'll be back at you with... yeah, this is from Burke Giordano. He's up there making balloon hats. If anyone wants a balloon hat, well, you know where to go. Armando knows what to do. He got the balloon hat. Yeah. Do you want to be funky with a balloon hat? Well, it's your lucky day. You can do that. Go find Burke. He's making balloons. Get squeaky. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you look like you're ready for lunch.